Happy risk on day, everybody. Do I follow Peter? Not really. Gemma, good morning. Michael, everybody. Cameron, great to see you over here this morning. Good entry, nice. Holy silver. Holy silver. Heath, what's going on? Yeah, I hope everyone should be on the right side of the market. Definitely good about that. Hey, yeah, so excited are you today, Manji? Let's watch what's spamming the channel though this morning as we get started over here today. Let's keep this open for everyone. Giles, buenos dias. It is Taco Day, Taco Tuesday, Risk On Day. Let's take a look at the markets. Wisconsin, beautiful this morning. Morning, Will, Hong Kong, TJ. Everybody, it's great to see you today. So happy to be here with you as we get ready to take a look. Texas. It's a great morning. Great summer trading, huh? Yep. Great. Let's take a look right now. I'm excited for it too. I was actually just thinking earlier this morning what an amazing benefit sharing this analysis with you all has been every day. It just helps me see the markets so clearly. Going over if I was doing this on my own and before I was doing this live, my analysis was actually much quicker, much more efficient, but not necessarily as good. It's the time that's spent out on the field, the time spent training your craft that is the most important. The more time you spending on those charts, the more your P&L is going to follow. It's for sure. All right, let's check it out over here. Max, what's going on? Good morning. All right. So obviously we're going to be looking at, I don't know how we're going to look at the market today. We're going to look at it. And when I say I don't know how, we're seeing huge risk on today into the morning. Are we towards some areas actually where maybe people want to take profits? When I say that, the reason I say that is you can see over here on the Australian dollar, Japanese yen, I'm coming into a resistance level. I actually have I don't know if it's at 76.08 or exactly where it is, but in this area, I have a small take profit on the Australian dollar, Japanese yen. That's my first take profit since entry. And then the bigger piece is staying on. Euro, Japanese yen off today. The euro is kind of lagging today, this morning. I'm going to start with the euro. And that's because a deal was reached with the recovery fund. And it was kind of sell the news type day. Only the euro's not selling off because the dollar is kind of on the back foot today. We're seeing that risk on, and the euro, let's see where it ends up. I wouldn't be surprised to see it end up higher. I have this line over here, the steepness of that line to watch when I'm actually going to be looking to take profits on that. Bitcoin, you know what? Let's look at Bitcoin for 1 second. As you all know, the last time that I traded Bitcoin was 2 months ago when I picked up after the halving 8,200 Bitcoin. And then again, as the FX Choice opened on Sunday, some 8,600 Bitcoin. Just the day before yesterday, or as this broke out over here, I took a position on Bitcoin. It's the first time in 2 months. It's the first time in 2 months I took a position on Bitcoin. That's some pretty good patience there. And look at that. Price just consolidated pretty much that whole time. Did I get lucky over here catching, what might be the bottom? I had a tight stop loss on that position as well. Stop loss was below those peaks. It looks like I might get lucky. And depending on what happens here with this current move, which even if there's a little bit of profit taking today, and profit taking could come in the form of silver as you come into the 2130 resistance. Y'all see that silver is right now peeking into that pretty strong resistance up here at 2130. It's a level to watch. If you go, I was looking at this chart. Oh, by the way, Citi, I have to agree with this. It's not often I agree with investment banks, but Citi is saying that they expect gold price in dollars to be breached over the next 6 to 9 months with a base case of 2,000 an ounce. Yeah, you think? will be crossed within the next 3 to 5 months. Looking over here at the gold to silver ratio, silver right now is coming into that trend line right there. Silver right now is trading into that trend line over there. The question is, what happens? I'm looking for this to break down further for sure. Whether or not it's on this touch or anything like that right now, I don't know. I don't know, but interesting to note, right? Also, gold. What's gold doing? Gold is looking great. Gold's next stop is that all-time highs. Normally, when price hits the all-time high, normally when price hits an all-time high, usually there's a pullback from there. That's usually when you see the pullback, at or around the all-time high. Normally you have that one pullback, and then when you break through, then you really break through and it's off to the races. So that might be something to keep an eye on as far as this precious metals rally. I'm interested to see if we see a rotation actually from precious metals into crypto. There's a lot of, let's say, precious metal investors who also invest in cryptocurrency. I think that, again, I've counseled family, older family into gold positions. Also Bitcoin, but more so into gold over these past few months. You got to wonder, but I'm looking to see if we see a rotation into Bitcoin right now as precious metals have been leading to the upside. Precious metals have been leading to the upside. I noticed, I don't know if anyone else noticed, there was like an 18%, 20% pullback on Linked, right? And also on Tezos had a little bit of less pullback, but also into support. Those interesting positions to be able to lean into. Yeah, I'm not interested in. We're focused on FX right over here, and that's where we're going to focus. You will see gems shared when it comes to the cryptocurrency markets, right? Finally getting vindicated over here on US dollar, Mexican peso coming back down to test that 22.16 support over here. I'm looking for the next leg down. By the way, is the Australian dollar, Japanese yen hinting also into resistance? So when I say this morning, like, yeah, we're super happy risk on day, but are you at levels here where maybe you have to watch what happens? But the Australian dollar, Japanese yen is signaling to me that the Dow is going to be challenging perhaps the June highs next. You can see the Australian dollar, Japanese yen here taking that run now towards the June high. The Dow is still lagging, but will that change? Is the Dow now going to make that run also towards the June high? I think that's what the Australian dollar, Japanese yen is signaling this morning. Obviously, Nasdaq continues to fly. And also the S&P has taken out that June high. So now we have 2 of the 3 indexes making new highs. If the Dow does, that would be like, tightening up the technical picture. That would be a bullish signal. Now, just because we've, everyone is, oh, by the way, let's look at this before we go any further. S&P 500, we got the breakout that we were waiting for. Now we're looking to enter to the long side. We need some type of either short pullback and or consolidation. We'll play it out. It's not happening today. Anyone, again, who took that trade over there, that was a good entry. I wanted to play conservative over here on the markets over here. They're talking about more money being spent, more stimulus coming. The question is whether or not that could be done, in a few weeks, as soon as they come back in August. Well, I tell you, it doesn't really matter whether or not they do that in August or September. Most likely, it's going to get done because people need to eat. It is an election year, but as that gets, the market's forward looking, even if there's a hiccup in the near term, the market's forward looking, and as more stimulus is coming in the fall, I think that's what we're keying off of over there. I don't want everyone to get so excited today on this super risk on day that, watch out for any type of reversals this morning in New York. Watch out, right? When you're seeing this type of an extension into resistance, that might be a place to take some profits. That's a place to take some profits, right? Let's see if we get a rotation around. What's going on with the dollar? Yeah, Jay Powell, Follow the money. I've seen a lot of, quote unquote smart money, old money, let's call it, and older, older demographic who are just they're missing what's happening because they're letting logic and reason get in the way. Now, in a bubble, I'm not trying to say this time is different. I'm just trying to say this time is just getting going. How about that for a tagline? Not yet. It's not. It's not even. It's really. Again, we're talking about the Fed's balance sheet has just expanded by an enormous level, and that is going to continue. It's not actually that the purchasing power is increasing of these things. It's the purchasing power of the dollar that's decreasing. Here's the dollar right over here. Here's the dollar over here, and you can see that we're below our blue line, right? That's our last swing high. So we're looking for further extension. If this continues, 95 is a big level, whether or not that holds in the near term or breaks. If 95 breaks, right, assuming we break, 94.66, the low over here, and we actually extend down, we could see a big move potentially on the dollar. Now, the timing is everything. I have no idea what happens. I have no idea what happens from today, this moment, this session. That's why it's so important to me, because right now, everyone should be riding some nice trades, right? It's a question of, making the most of those trades. Are we going to see even on the Australian dollar, Japanese yen, are we setting up, to eventually break this high over here, this June high? And if we do, does that mean that we have some further extension up? 79 on the Australian dollar, Japanese yen. If you look what that means on the Dow, are we going to be seeing, 28, 426 on the Dow, right? Is that if we break the June high in the Dow, what's next? And that is, that would be a challenge for the Dow to get through, but that would look like an area to target next if that is the case, if the June high is taken out. So again, today, do not, it's a great day. Be happy, right? Great summer day, great summer trading. At the same time, always remain humble. Do not get so, you have to be detached from your winnings as much as your losers. You have to be able to be detached in all circumstances. Yeah, they're going to make some type of deal. There's more stimulus coming, that's for sure. Now, is there going to be some type of, it's an election year. Need we say more? There's going to be fights. Euro Japanese yen. Let me take a look as it's coming back now. This is support. Let's see if this support over here holds, right? I don't need all this on my chart right now. I'm going to clean that up a little bit. I'm watching the euro, by the way. I'm watching the euro come off over here after the recovery fund details were worked out. Now, seeing sell the news type stuff is normal, right? The market normally into the event, rises into the event, and then after the event, more often than not, it's sell the news. If you step back here on the euro US dollar, this is more of a dollar story, right? This is not so much as an attraction of the euro as it is away from the dollar. The markets are being driven right now by the dollar, and this is still a great breakout as you are now pulling back, and whether or not that is the extent of the pullback and there's a further extension up, or we have a deeper pullback into that broken trend line remains to be seen. All I'm trying to say about all that is right here, this is still a really, really nice breakout. Even if we break this trend line over here, that would be like cautious, but you're looking to buy any resumptions up here on the euro. Euro having a little bit of a problem today only because of, I believe, the resolution to the recovery fund. Here you're looking at the Australian dollar, US dollar breaking out here to the upside. Beautiful extension, rotation back into the Australian dollar, and that's paying off big time here on the Australian dollar, Japanese yen. I hope that sometimes I'm too exact with take profits. You can see that price came right into my resistance line. I hope that I wasn't a few pips off one way or the other. I hope I got that. That was my place to take profit. I hope I nailed it. Correlation and over trading in Euphoria is a killer. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a dollar story again at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's a dollar story right now. And by the way, U.S. Treasury sitting on how much? $1.7 trillion. Woo! This is what I wanted to take a look at. Oh, by the way, seasonal S&P 500. We're looking at normally where we are in July. Where are we in July? July normally, historically, look at that rise you see in the indexes, but not so much in August. First few weeks of August, look at that. And be aware of that because that's where we're coming up to, right? We have about one more week and then we're going to be watching the markets closely because seasonally, this is what happened. This is going back 5, 10, 15 years, right? How would you not pay attention to that? Watch those first few weeks of August. We're coming into this area as this is seasonally, right? Pretty hot. So we'll watch over here. Could this be any wrangling and wrestling about what happens with the next stimulus package? Could we run into some type of like posturing in Washington and then resolution? All right, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Why did I get over there? Because I wanted to show you this. This is what I wanted to show you. I'll probably look at it again this afternoon. But it's saying the Nasdaq is up 2%, is more than 2% to a 52-week high. Fewer than 53 stocks on that index are rising today. That last happened in February of 2000. And of the 7 times that happened, 6 of them were between 1999 and 2000. What does that mean to me? Look at this. That's the first red dot. You can see here during the bubble, right, that we had 6 of these in the bubble. That's our first one. So you think that's coming to an end? Or you think the party is just getting started? Overbought can remain overbought. I said we haven't gone parabolic yesterday. Someone got really upset in the comments because, again, they think that's parabolic. Again, that's the same move that happened going back over here. And then we just hit the first red dot. Boom, 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 boom. That's the rocket juice. So start getting worried, start getting worried when it's time to get worried. It's too soon. In my opinion, follow the money. What's the name of the indicator I use? It's if you go into indicators and then you just search true trend. You have the true trend indicator over here, Conquer Trading and Investing, and the true trend BTC, right? The true trend BTC. There they are, both of them. The top one with the blue line is the entry CCI. If you go into the playlist on the channel on Forex, I think the first video is just posted last Friday, is on the true trend and how it works and giving a full tutorial and explanation of how the true trend works. Do check that out. And all right, riding into this morning, markets open up in about 10 minutes. And we'll see where this takes us. I was looking at Tesla up 9% yesterday. Zoom up 9% yesterday. Square up another 7%. Amazon up 8%. The markets are open. Fed is printing. Someone shared the awesome YouTube meme of the Fed printing this morning. This was happening, right? Again, I'm glad everyone's positioned how they should be positioned. That's the point of us spending this time together. If you have been positioned correctly and any of this analysis has helped you, please go ahead and smash the like button. That's all I'm asking. Go ahead and smash the like button, and we'll keep doing this over here. I'm not looking for a resistance level on the S&P 500. I'm looking for a pullback on the S&P 500. Bezos is worth $500 billion. That's amazing. He'll be the first trillionaire, right? He'll be the first trillionaire. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that very much. Thank you very much, Jim. That's awesome because that's not where you want to be, right? Right? There we go. You got it. Wait. Whoa. I got into Square. Made 5% almost immediately. Man, had Square back during the crisis. I remember looking at it and being like, wow, Square is so cheap. I think it's the only public company that I might want to own. But at the end of the day, Jack Dorsey is the CEO, and that's a hard nut for me to get behind. All right, S&P 500, we're looking for a pullback now, right? We're waiting for that break of the 32.32 to be confirmed. Now we get breakout. We look for that retest, resumption up. That's the entry we're looking for. We'll watch how it develops. And we'll try to get into it together, because what could happen is this could only see a small pullback and then a resumption up. If you look above, where we should be going now, someone just asked what was the next resistance level, right? It looks to me that, 33.20 is definitely a level I've looked at in the past. 33.20 looks to be the next area to watch out for, but that probably is going to be a stepping stone on the way. I think we're looking or want to go. Does the S&P want to make new all-time highs? I don't know. Hey, listen, we just talked about, let's watch what happens coming in to August. That probably will be the fall, or let's just keep riding the waves. Let's just ride the waves, and nothing else, nothing more. When you're in the flow, stay in the flow, right? Nice to see Bitcoin joining the rally. I mean, for you guys all know that I think I'm just lucky most of the time, right? But at the same time, I'm just going to pause for a second and just appreciate the beauty of that. And when I say beauty of that, I mean, this was literally my last 2 trades and entries on Bitcoin. And now I just grabbed some more over here. So, is this going to be, was that the last swing up? Are we going next? Are we looking to take out the trend line? That trend line, by the way, goes back all the way to the all-time high. That trend line really is the start of the bull market, but I'm not going to call it until we break 1040. As we break 10,450, I'm going to be like, bull market on Bitcoin has begun. There should be like a live stream party, right? Because that's a long time coming. We've been watching that, waiting that, positioning everyone into that. But really, it's the break of this trend line that really sets it off. It's the break of that trend line. So, all right. Let me clean up that chart, and then we'll keep going over here. We have about 5 minutes into the equity markets open over here. So when we talk about as a surfer that this wave is too fast and furious for me, you're gonna sit this. Yeah, but keep watching. We're in a bubble, but that bubble is just beginning. And when I say that, people are like, we're going parabolic. Yeah. Right? That's going parabolic, but look like what happened over the last time. That was also parabolic. That's the exact same thing. That first red dot. That was the parabolic move, right? But this is parabolic. That's the parabolic blow off top, and we are not there. We are not there, and I don't know when we're going to be there, right? So strap yourself in, because we are going to the moon. And the thing is you got to get to the moon, breaking out, blasting off. That's the hard part. What sort of pullback would you look to? That's a great question. The question of the day, by the way, right, is now like, all right, I see what's happening, right? You could be, I see what's happening, and I want to be involved in the precious metals in the bull market, right? Bitcoin also, altcoins also. So what type of pullback are you looking for, right? Always looking for pullback into supports to add in the bull market, right? But what else, right? Let's take a look at, because silver has steeper pullbacks than gold. Like silver could have a 7% pullback. That would be like, could we have an 8% pullback into that last area of resistance? Now should be support. Hey, that's possible to get, I believe, during this bull run, 7% pullbacks on gold, on silver, and that's probably a place where you'd want to add. At the same time, a 3% or a 5% pullback on silver in a bull market. Also, when I say pullback, I'm talking about from the high, right? Because gold soon will be making all-time highs. How do you position yourself into Bitcoin? To gold when it's making new all-time highs? Again, same thing. I'm looking at much higher, in my opinion, prices of all precious metals, including gold, in the years to come. and that means you're looking to buy off support. I think any 5% pullback on gold, that's where you probably want to step in and buy. We had a 15% pullback during the last crisis, by the way, for some type of perspective. During a bull market run, I think a 5% pullback, is a place you want to add, and you want to be holding going in. You want to buy up here as this is going parabolic. I mean, the buy. Everyone knows the buying already took place off the supports below. Yeah, Kips, nice trade on the palladium, and everyone involved in the palladium. That's been the leader, right? And when I say leader, I'm talking about over the last year or more, right? And really, really well done. Yeah, it's just getting going. There's nothing different about it. Exactly. Like when you at the top of bull markets, you do hear, and it's true, this time is different, and people literally believe that this time is different. Going back to December of 2017, crypto bull market, everyone thought that time was different. They thought, no, this time Bitcoin is it's going to take over as the world reserve currency. It's going to $1 million. Yeah, 10 years later, the cycles are cycles. That's what we do here. We are aware of them. We surf them, and it's always afterwards, the narrative is easy, right? We're talking here about the dot-com bubble was due to the hype of the web and shift to online. I don't see a similar driver for this bubble other than the Fed. Well, the Fed is the driver of the bubble. Not only the Fed, this time you have last time, let's talk about that. This is awesome. The dot-com bubble, right? Hype of the web, right? Well, this time you have, what do you have? The hype of MMT. We're just talking about spending another $1 trillion for daycare for the youth and for the elderly. Free universal daycare in the U.S. Student loans, they're forgiven. What? Your business is failing? We'll go ahead and give you universal basic income. This one, the mother of all bubbles, is about to be blown. The mother of all bubbles, which really just fast forward the timeline we've all been looking at, right? Of the ultimate de-dollarization, the devaluation of the dollar. And what does that look like? Is that a 30% devaluation? And if you're seeing a 30% devaluation in the dollar to come, what does that mean for the price of precious metals and or Bitcoin? This is what Bitcoin was created for. We're seeing Bitcoin's monetary policy is coded in and set. There's no surprises. How long before governments start stacking sats and accumulating Bitcoin and announce it? Because they do it with gold. Listen, this one is just getting started. And when I say this one, I mean this bubble. This bubble is just getting started. And Davey, day trader, right? Barstool, and everyone else who's involved, like, I know that, for example, we talked about my nephew who's just graduating high school, going away to college, started investing on Robinhood and in equity markets. I try to talk to him. About, the other markets, the real markets, but, people in the U.S. don't get that. For whatever reason, it's not within our culture. It's all about the public markets. And I just hope that he has no idea what a bubble is. He has no idea what anything is except that these stocks are going up. I remember what that was like going back to 1999 myself, right? Because that's what attracted me to the markets when I was a young kid. And, here he's going through the same thing, but he has no idea what a bubble is, right? He's gonna learn the hard way, as is everyone else. But, you have a lot of old smart money kind of way missing out on this because they're not riding the momentum. And we don't chase momentum, but we're certainly looking for how everything's flowing and to be a part of it. Here we go. U.S. equity markets are opening right now, and again, there's not much to do but enjoy this day, and it's a beautiful day. This is not a day that anyone should be looking to position in. Why? Because if you're positioning in right now, then you are counter trend trading, and you're going against everything we've been working for here in trying to get on the right side of the market and ride these waves. So you don't want to do that. Is today a profit taking day? Probably. Today is a profit taking day on some of your positions, and then looking, looking for that little bit of set to settle and the next wave to come in. That's where we are today. So that's the flow of the session. Then that's the flow of the session, because really that's where we want to keep ourselves. If that makes sense to y'all, it makes sense to me at least. I'm gonna take a breath here, take a sip of coffee. Anyone who is looking, by the way, I took a screenshot of the matcha. And this is the ceremonial grade matcha tea that can I make that bigger? I don't need to make that bigger. The ceremonial matcha Korori ceremonial grade. It's amazing. If you could find that and get that shipped to you, that's like this. How much does this cost? I think this is actually like $40. This will last you a long time. A long time. It lasts me a month, and I drink a lot of green tea. A lot of green tea. Thank you, Gene. Thank you for that. It's amazing. I love this community. I love sharing over here with y'all, and it is beautiful. And really, I think I'm going to take the most pleasure. I'm going to take the most pleasure, a year, 2 years from now, when everyone, because of being on the right side of the market during a period when there's a lot of money to be made, have made a lot of money. That's when I'm going to feel, I feel like a proud father. That's for sure. Oh, yeah. Me too, Max. If you're a coffee drinker like myself, Max, and by the way, Blue Bottle, Max, go to bluebottlecoffee.com and order yourself Bella Donovan. It is absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. Yeah, me too. I do both. Why the 8 hour? So this is an awesome question. I last night I was thinking in bed, I would love to find the trading view video of the 8 hours so everyone could see that. It's really important. I didn't have the time last night. Let's do that right now. 1 second. Erlen, thank you so much. You're crazy. Yeah, thanks for that too. You're beautiful. You are so beautiful. Thank you for that. You're whoever you are. You're so beautiful, and I'm sorry that your heart has been hurt. All right, I want to be able to find this. Give me 1 second here, and I appreciate the technical difficulty over here as we're looking for this video. I want to have it bookmarked from now on. So let me just find it. I'm going to be the best time to trade Forex. All right. This is why I trade the 8 hour.
Trade Forex and why. Now, here we're starting on the daily time frame, and actually the daily time frame is the best time frame to do your analysis, to get that broader overview of what's going on. Just looking here now at the euro US dollar, it's clear to see that the chart is down. The trend is down on the daily time frame. You're looking at the chart starting on the upper left and ending on the lower right. A 4-year-old could look at this chart and tell you that the trend is down. The daily time frame is the best time frame to go ahead and draw in support and resistance, as well as chart patterns. Always start on the daily time frame and do a top-down analysis. Now, most traders, and you'll see the most popular content on TradingView is either on the daily time frame or the 4-hour time frame. And I do like the fact that a lot of traders are focused on the daily time frame, getting that bigger perspective of what's going on in the markets. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame over here now. And a lot of traders are drawn to the 4-hour time frame for multiple reasons. But you know what? There are a total of 6 possible signal periods a day on the 4-hour time frame. 4 times 6 is 24 hours. It's actually very difficult to trade foreign exchange on the 4-hour period. Actually, humans require sleep. Now, it's also, if you're anything like myself, you got into trading for the freedom that it affords. Now, staring at the charts all day long is not part of that freedom. That actually makes me a slave to the screen. That is not the reason why the 4-hour is not recommended. Now, the reason that the 4-hour time frame is not recommended is, now focus in here with me. Focus in on, you see all the chop? You have all the chop up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You get all these false signals in all this market fluctuation that occurs all the time in the markets. And it is very difficult to get a clear signal on the 4-hour time frame. Now, a lot of traders also in foreign exchange are focused on the 1-hour time frame. I believe the reason they're focused on the 1-hour time frame is that they believe the lower the time frame they trade, the more profit they could make in the markets. But that's actually the reverse thinking. Just because you're trading on a short time preference does not mean that you have the ability to make more money. I used to think when I first started out trading 20 years ago that if I was trading on the shorter time frames and I started trading on the 3-minute futures and 5 minutes on equities, that I could make more money because I could take more trades. This is not how an investor thinks. This is not how a successful trader thinks. Actually, when it comes to trading and investing, the longer your time preference is, the longer that you're actually holding, the more of a chance that you're going to make money. And the reason where it became traders and investors is to make money. It's not to take more trades. Look, what's the edge on the 1-hour time frame? There is no edge if you look at it. Look at it right now. Just look at this. And if you're trading this, where is your edge? There's no edge. Now, what is the best time to trade? The best time to trade foreign exchange is on a higher time frame. Now, the 1 hour, the daily time frame is actually a little too high of a time frame. It's a little too high. The 8-hour time frame. Now, this doesn't come default on TradingView. You need actually a pro account. And all you need to do is go down over here and click 8 and then add hours and then add to get the 8-hour time frame. You could set this up free on MetaTrader 4 if you need to. You have to do whatever you need to do to succeed. And the first thing that you can do to give yourself a better chance of success is getting off of the lower time frames, getting off of that lower time frame perspective and coming up to the 8-hour time frame. And why is the 8-hour time frame better? The 8-hour time frame is broken down into 3 signal periods a day. Anyone could trade it, first of all. There are 3 sessions a day. There's Asia, there's London, and there's the US. The 8-hour covers all 3 of those sessions, and it makes it so that anyone, no matter what you're doing in life, whether you're a full-time trader or you work full-time, no matter what you're doing, you could actually trade all 3 signal periods if you need to. And not that I would. Avoid Asia. Go where the volume is. Stick to only the London.
All right, there, I found it, and I have that now for later reference. Thank you for, you know what? I just needed a 2 minutes there. I know that was a 3-minute video, and I appreciated that. Just wanted to kind of rest here for a second, 40 minutes into the session, and that was a pretty big rant we went on, covering everything really quickly. People are talking about, a couple of things to talk about. First of all, Nasdaq so far this morning, as New York steps in, selling off a little bit. Do we, again, we talked about possibly taking some profits earlier this morning, and now is this profit taking? Are we going to go back up? Should we be selling? There's no sell side to be looking for whatsoever. Zero. You're waiting now for the opportunity to go long now that we've had the breakout. Someone just mentioned that the fact that, people don't have the patience, and that's what trading really all is. It's all about patience. Everyone here who's on board, I know they're on board and they understand that. Those that are new, you have a lot to learn. Spend a little time here. It'll all start becoming making sense and lining up together. There was a question that was asked by Miguel about as far as the trend lines. When I say that the easiest and best way time frame to draw support and resistance on the daily, is on the daily, is because you'll have the easiest time seeing the support and resistance. I'm able to do it on the 8-hour myself. I don't need to go back to the daily. But someone who's just starting, who's just starting out should be doing it on the daily and then going to the 8-hour to do their analysis and trade. I'm able to do it on the 8-hour. I draw the trend lines off the 8-hour. If you're able to see the trend lines in the 8-hour, draw them on the 8-hour. If you're not able, go to the daily and draw the trend lines there as well. All right, turnaround Tuesday. That's I think that's what when we can. I don't think it is. But when we came on, we said, watch out for turnaround Tuesday. And we will. We're going to watch out for turnaround. I don't think it is, actually. I think even today I think we're gonna see the euro even end up today. And the reason I think I'm not listen, I could be wrong, doesn't matter. But why I think that's happening, I think we're gonna see a further weakness here, an extension of the dollar weakness. That's what's driving everything. That's what's driving everything. Yeah, pound US dollar, what is it doing? Because we didn't check that out at all. Extending up past the last resistance. Yeah, that further, that when I say that it looks like the dollar, that's the dollar trading back down at 95 right there. Is that in the cards? It looks like that's where we're headed. Now, if that's a straight spike down, we've already seen some pretty large moves. Yeah, I don't think it's turnaround Tuesday. We're watching, but I think that we're going to see, a little more of extension. Nevertheless, you should be like looking to take some profits off over there. Will we see a pullback before we make that move up? That's more likely. That's more likely that we see a pullback, that we test this broken resistance. Let's confirm that as support. Look to be buyers off support. So until proven different, we continue to look for that further dollar weakness. Right now, proven different means at least taking up that blue line, that last swing high. Euro, Australian dollar. Let's take a look. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Why do I say oh boy, oh boy? This trend line threw me off. This trend line over here, I was looking for the breakout over there. I'm not involved in this trade. Again, it wasn't the most attractive thing for me. There's a lot going on, and this was not the most attractive trade in the bunch, but probably should have only been focused on selling the resistance in the downtrend. That's why I said oh boy, oh boy. You see that trend line over there, and yeah, that's a trade, but that's the tough part. That's the tough part. But you're in a strong downtrend, selling off resistance in downtrends. That's just keep it simple, right? Let's keep it simple. Nice candle on. I want to see that. Oh, we're back to blasting off here on Virgin Galactic. What's Tesla doing this morning? Holding on to yesterday's gain so far. Yeah, so that's where we're at. I think we're just coasting today. What happens when the dollar breaks through downward resistance? What happens if the blue line is taken out in the dollar? At that point, we're, excuse me for my stutter. 97.73, the resistance above. That's really the line that as long as we're below that, we're looking for further dollar weakness. Now you can see this extension that we're on right over here. Just look at this channel that the price is in right over here. Like that extension down, which is really has momentum and is firm, continues, right? As long as we don't break up over here. If we break over here, we're just waiting to sell this resistance or sell that resistance. That's all that happens. If that breaks, then you're just looking for further dollar strength, and then you're looking to sell if that resistance holds or if that resistance holds. That would just mean the end of this current move, which looks like it's got, potentially here room for another leg down right now. Everything seems correlated. Currency markets strongly correlated right now with the no, this doesn't look correlated to the SPX though, Jason, and the reason why is June high is over here and S&P 500 is making new highs. Oh, SPX. Excuse me, you were very specific about that. No, here it is. June high. Here's the June high. And then you got SPX making a new high. Now come back to the pound Japanese yen. Yep, 100% you're right. 100% you're right. They seem highly correlated. And the Australian dollar Japanese yen to the Dow. Not yet making new June highs. Excellent, Jason. You're 100%. I see it 100%. Yeah, and that's what it continues. It's not even that. We're like, it's all pullbacks. Everyone knows the trend that we're looking for, and this stop trying to like The trend, stop trying to find the top of the trend. This trend is just getting started. This trend is just getting started over here, and the next 6 months are going to see a bazooka of stimulus still to come. If we do, the economy's in trouble. What does that mean? The Fed's trying to run this hot. The economy's in trouble. They see that. They know that. They're going to be injecting more liquidity to be preemptive, not letting this thing collapse. What does that mean? Assets are going up. Be on the right side of the trade. What's holding back the euro, Kevin, is we just had this morning the resolution. Here's the calendar. Let me just pull up the Forex calendar for you. We have PMIs, by the way, on Friday out of Europe. And you can see that we've had the deal on the COVID recovery fund, right? And it's kind of sell the news. Up until the resolution, you've seen the euro a little bit bid, and now that you've had sell the news today, this was sell the news only because it's a dollar story. You're not seeing a sell off yet. So the euro's just lagging a little bit today. You're seeing things like the Australian dollar, which has been lagging the euro, now rolling in, and that's what you're seeing today. We're going to end this session early today, but we do have another 10 minutes. If anyone has something that we would like to talk about, we'll do that. Otherwise, we're going to end it early today because we have a live training session coming up today for Conquering the Market members. So I'm going to prepare for that. And because everyone's on autopilot today, I'm looking for Kip's words. He said, Kip's, a broken clock is right twice a day. Well, that's true. I don't know who's a broken clock, though. After you're done your analysis, which indicator? Yeah, that was asked before. We were watching the best time frame to trade video. Which indicator I do use before? I don't use any indicator before opening up a position. I'm trading off of support and resistance. I'm trading off of chart patterns, and I'm trading off of trend lines around the structure of support and resistance in the markets. That's all you need to look at is support and resistance. And do I use an indicator? I use the true trend. You could find on the playlist on the channel on Forex a video explaining the true trend, how it works. That's not available on Thinkorswim and or all platforms, but it is available on TradingView. It is available on MetaTrader 4. You got it. Absolutely. So much is looking so nice today. What does good news for the euro hold back the euro? Well, that's how the markets work. The markets are generally, and when I say the markets, right? Markets are made up of human behavior. Even algorithms are programmed by humans, right? At the end of the day, and there's a reason why you hear the term or the phrase "buy the rumor, sell the news," because this is what the markets do. Up during the rumor phase, up until before something happens, you see the markets move one way and then sell off on the news. So today is when the markets have been the euro has been bid on this all week, and then it happens today. So that's sell the news. So that's why the euro is lagging today. The euro is lagging everything today, and that's why. So. Oh, Pavin, brother, I'll give you one warning, but we don't do that. If there's one more message from you, that's it. You're done. We don't do that. We don't spam. That's not cool at all, right? Respect your neighbor. You gotta be nice. You gotta be kind. You gotta be nice. Your thumbs down. All right, we're just gonna block you then, brother. You're done. See you. Yeah, of course. Thank you for that, Mart. Thank you. I've been enjoying them all. I really do. I really like that time spent with everyone. Euro Canadian dollar. We have time. Let's check it out. Let's see what's going over here on the Euro Canadian dollar. We didn't get that on purpose. We didn't really go through all the pairs today. I don't want people looking for new setups today, right? Euro Canadian dollar, it looks like it's testing this area of support right now. And it looks like it has the potential to break below it. If you see this resume off, is that an entry? I think so. I think in the coming session, whoever pointed out the Euro Canadian dollar, I'm glad you did. Thank you for that. Because if that holds over here, if that support holds and you start resuming up, that's an entry to look for, a beautiful entry here on the euro Canadian dollar. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that on the watch list right there as well. Let's see if the euro, like resumes up over here and ends the session high. And let's see if we get this continuation over here. People always looking for bottoms and tops, it would be beautiful in my mind to see that the Dow get over that June high. And if we're seeing a rotation today out of tech, that's beautiful. I like to see the markets continually doing that. I'm hoping what we see next is actually a rotation into crypto. Precious metals have been leading. Do maybe some traders want to take some profits now into these resistance levels? I think so. We'll see. All right, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow. What a great day for traders. Glad it's how much enjoyable knowing that everyone's on the right side. That makes me happy. Thanks for smashing that like button. And I'll see you tomorrow, everyone. We're gonna go out with some music over here, and I look forward to sharing more with you this afternoon. We'll take a look at what we're looking at. It's gonna be a good video this afternoon. Yeah, surf's up. Surf's up for sure. Nice, Tom. Nice trading. Monkey Farm. DAP. It's a DAP, GP. See you tomorrow. Max. Thanks, DJ. I appreciate it. Appreciate it so much. Yeah, I always trade the 8 hour on Forex. Forex is always done on the 8 hour. See you in a little bit. Andy, that's awesome. I appreciate that. Looking forward to having you with us. David, thank you. Yeah, surf's up today, man. Surf's up. I think we're gonna have real a lot of good times ahead. A lot of good times ahead. We keep riding this wave. We're gonna make sure no one wipes out. Thank you. Thank you for that beautiful comment. Thank you for your beautiful hearts. This is on artist.io. This is a song called Honeymoon, instrumental version. Thomas, I'm watching the peso come in. Are we going back to 1950 on the peso? On the peso dollar? Thank you, brother. Jackie. Yeah, I like to hear that, Max. It's a dollar story, everyone. It's a dollar story. It's a dollar story. That's the wave we're riding right now. Yeah, I'm here to help share my analysis, not to feed people positions. I don't need to prove good day. Everyone knows I'm on the right side. Everyone knows I'm on the right side. You got it, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day. Yep. Follow this channel. And if anyone could confirm that in the comments, go ahead and let them know. If this is your first day on Forex, the best tip is not do anything. Watch this channel for 2 weeks. Both the afternoon videos and our live sessions. After those 2 weeks, you will have a little bit of experience to know what to do next. That's for sure. All right, everyone. Getting a coffee, TJ. I'll see you in a little bit, everyone. See you for the live training in about 15 minutes. Sending that link out to the Telegram group and also by email. Talk to you all soon. Have a beautiful day. Be the light. Spread love, everyone. Thanks, Wes. Thank you for that. All right, everyone.